Welcome to Columbus, Ohio News, the #1 Somali media in Columbus, Ohio.
It feels awkward having a few people to my back, so I'm going to apologize. Forgive me. Maybe I'll stand in this corner right here. I'd like to, this is the close of this conference. It's been something that's been going on for the last 5 years. This is the 5th year and the first time it's been done here in Ohio. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank the committee that put this on. So just a round of applause for the folks here in Ohio. All right. With that in mind, I think they also taught me, four letters. But the first 2 letters are pretty interesting because it leads to the other letters. So I'll start off with OH. 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 All right, I'm going to try to bring this back to Ottawa, but Ottawa is a bit too long, so we'll keep it here in Ohio.
I think VA is easier.
VA is easier, yes.
MD, yeah. Maryland, Virginia.
Excellent.
We can go with ON, Ontario.
There you go.
So Ohio is a state.
My fellow Canadian, I like that. All right, so we thank the organizing committee. I'd also like to thank the founders of this, and again, I can't stress how important it is for the founders. A lot of Somali organizations pop up, and the challenge that we have is succession planning, and I think this is a great way of owning something and then giving it out to our community. So Sadia, who's right beside me to my right, is one of the founding members. Fozia is one of the founding members. And Abu Kararman, who's not able to be here today, but he's here in spirit with us. So I'd like to thank them as well, so just a round of applause. Now, before we get into this dialogue, it's very interesting. This is a native Indian tradition, to sit in a circle and reconcile issues. So what it says is, a circle symbolizes openness. So I think this is a groundbreaking thing that we're able to do today. And who knew that this is a native Indian tradition? So we're keeping that going. And one of the things that I want to remind everyone is just the rules of engagement, right? There's always rules to everything. We're going to continue this. It's been a very, very productive 2 days, and we've covered some deep issues. But with the close, I want everyone to keep in mind, keep your question very direct, or your response very direct. Try to limit it within a minute and a half. There's an opportunity for everyone to participate. This is the purpose of the circle, right? It's openness. We've went away from sitting in our tables to come sit here. So please keep your responses to a limit. The other thing that I want to remind everyone is the Ohio News is here, and they have some pointed questions. So they have 2 journalists here that will be leading the discussion. So please join me in welcoming Farhan and Jamila. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to them. Yes, and I keep forgetting about the live stream. The live stream here with the Somali Youth Diaspora. If you check out somaliyouthdiaspora.com, Somali Diaspora Youth. Somali Diaspora, you should know it by now, right?
Yeah.
It's been 2 days. Somali Diaspora Youth, again, thank you and welcome for joining us. So we'll be monitoring the questions. So if you have questions, for those of you that are watching live stream, please, send the questions in. We'll try to get them answered before the night's done. So without further ado, I'll give it up to Farhan.
Thank you all, and welcome for those of you who came from out of town. The questions that we will ask will be based on the topics that you guys covered at the center and the theme of the conference. So the first question that we will ask will be more of a general question, which is, what do you think is the easy way to reconstruct or reestablish the Somali as a government?
Okay. Can you repeat that question again?
What is the easy ways to reconstruct Somalia? What is the easy way to reconstruct Somalia?
We'll go ahead and pass it around. So anyone want to go ahead? Okay, Fozia.
Thank you. I think it's very hard to construct Somalia, but
groups of people sitting down and talk different, about they talk about Puntland and government and all this stuff. So we have to reconstruct, start with here first, here in America, and then go back, and then I will go back.
hadalkan oo kale it proves like waxaa caddaynaysa soomaalida inay wada hadli karaan Like I one thing I realized, Kenya, correct? Nina la shaqeyn jiray haddana wuxuu u dhahay because maxaa la rabaa in si deeply loo fakaro. Nina wuxuu u dhahay waraaqdan kaa soo deji anaa wuxuu la dhejin jiray marka uu information politiga loo dejinayo like bofiska oo kale like shaqada oo kale marka wuxuu dhahay oo ku rafaa dadka Soomaalida waraaqda dejinne midka kugu soo horay u sheeg because ninka Soomaalidu u bartay wuxuu dhahay waraaqda dejiso wax derbiga fiirina markuu dhawey ka warsanaya kan kugu soo horay u sheeg kaas markaa u sheegtay hataa magaalooyin kale ku jiro way maanayaan marka maxay taa ku tusaysaa information inay dadka Soomaalida ay qadariyaan like maanta today aan joogno because dadka inay si real u hadlaan waa maaha fursadan oo kale dada haysanaa jiro hadda maxaa maanta dhihi lahaa adi aan dadka maanta dadkan dhan aqoon markii laba roob laga reebo dad badan aan ku bartay if I speak well si fiican hadaa u hadlo regardless of waxaan ahay ruux xataa wax aan ku hadlaayo hadduu neceb yahay si fiican oo open haddaan u hadlo way jeclaanaya nabiga cali salaam wuxuu dhahay laba ruux markii saddex ruux markay israacaan hala hogaamiyo this country Soomaali dadka la dhaho ilaahay waddan uu siiyey hogaanay hadda leeyihiin dowlad la-aan baa la dhihi jiray hadda dowladaa jirto keli waxay u baahan yihiin everybody inuu isbedelo website aa jira subixi ani mid aa la yaabay A to Z websites aa jiraan adoo soo kici intay ka imaado Puntland website Puntland aa geli isbeddelkii gowran waddankeeni so adi maanta Canada ku laaban adi Tennessee ku laabanaya ani keli waxa u baahanahay waxaa waaye we have government now haddii runta loo jeedo oo inaa wanaag intaan iskugu imaadeen wanaag ku ogaan keli waxaa u baahanahay adi ruuxa u tagaysaa caawo oo ani aqoonin ani ruuxa adi aqoonin u tagaa wanoo meeshaasan tegay wanaag baa ka jiray wanaag Soomaaliyeed lagu hayay niho bal adina wanaagkas qaado asagoo baxaya he may travel he may go to school ruuxi kale usii sheegay warnaa maanta wanaaggaasuu iisoo sheegay ninkii hebel ahaa and that's how we can influence the people hadda government aa leenahay sidee wax loo dhisaa ay jirto 20 sano oo dalaan ahayn Soomaaliya waxay noqotay waddanka saddexaad mise labada deep telecommunication la dhaho number 1 ruuxa Soomaaliga tuuro joogo waxaa joogto inta joogta halkaas jawaabada hadlaysaa Itoobiya ma jirto Kenya ma jirto dadkan waxbarasho iyo ilaahay baa waxaan dadka meesha marayaan u qoray marka run cunuga ka u soo ku dhahdaa wanaaggaas soo arkay ee wanaaggaas samee ayad Facebook waxa ku qori karo baas tagay dad wanaagsan baa soo kulmay sidaas ay leeyahay I change the minds of many people Australia hadda laga maqlay ruux kale jooga maqlay ruux India jooga maqlay and I change how that regardless of wanaag ruux sameeyo marka la dhaho sida wax loo dhisaa waddanka sida loo dhisi administration jiro maamul jiro maamulkaas madaxweynaha ra'iisul wasaaraha waxay leeyihiin ruux waxbarashada u xilsaaran ruux wadooyinka u xilsaaran ruux caafimaadka u xilsaaran ya ruuxaas caafimaadka u xilsaaran asagay xusaysaa hadduu lacagta loogu talagalo ummadda Soomaaliyeed oo musuqmaasuq asaga u taala meesha ku jooga uu bixi so anay shaqaas buu noo taalo waan soo gaabinay every person asaga ha isbedelo ruuxa walaalkaaga guri urona wax ku dhada wanaaggaas soo arkay wanaaggaas samee wadamada arkaysa wax horumar ku gaaray waxa waaye dadkii isbedelay macalinka ardaydiisa qaar professor markay ardaydu u tagaan waa wadankii oo dhan Soomaaliya dowladda maanta Soomaaliya ajnabi technology noqday aan ruuxa YouTube ka daawanay India iyo jooga Malaysia Soomaali badan joogto Muqdisho wuxuu dhihi wariyad fiican halka Soomaaliya ka hadlaya arkay saasaan sameeyno dadka u sheegay uma baahno dadkan waxaa la rabaa information inuu ruux walba wanaagsanaado hadduu ruux walba asaga changes ku sameeyo everybody change u sameynaya that's it
Thank you, Sadia. Just remember that time is running out. We're going a little above our 40-minute time frame, and we have one more comment, if that's okay with everybody, and we'll do the closing remarks and thank our host. Just one second.
I think Ceylon's had our home.
Without foreign assistance.
Without foreign. Okay, number one, right now we have foreign troops. Those foreign troops have received a lot of funds from the international community. The Ugandan soldier or any other Amazon soldier gets 2,500, 800 cash. The rest, what they say, insurance and we do it. Askariga Soomaalida wuxuu qaataa $100 bishii haddii uu dhaawacmana payrollka waa laga remove garayn jiray, hadda waxaan maqlay payrollka lagama remove garayn. Now, without the foreign fund, haddii la rabo Soomaaliya in la dhiso, what we need to do is what the Eritreans have done. Eritrea is a small country. Regardless of the difficulties that they're having, one thing that they have been very successful is they pay some sort of percentage, I'm not sure, 12% 12 or 2.5? Yeah. They pay, I'm not sure the exact percentage. Everyone who is a citizen pays percentage, and that's how Eritrea survives, and that's how they don't need humanitarian assistance. The problem with Somalia, they want Somalia to stabilize. They want Somalia to prosper. They want Somalia to become a nation state again. But we don't want to invest in it. What we need to do is each and every Somali to commit a certain amount of money every month without asking, like these people used to do, and they still continue to do. And they put it in a particular saving. But not only that, but really before all of that, to rebuild the country, we need peace. There has to be stability. And to have stability, you have to have a security force. And to build a security force, you have to train forces that are disciplined, very professional, and who don't care which clan that they belong to. So you need a diverse force. And then you need the serious reconciliation. And then you need to resettle the Somalis, because you have 1.2 million Somalis internally displaced, and you have almost 650,000 in the Dhaka refugee camp. It was built for 90,000, now it's home to 650,000. So we need to go through, we cannot do one thing at a time. We have to have a parallel plan. So really, it's not that easy. We cannot just do this, do that, and then be successful. We have to do all of this, but Somalis have to commit. They have to put their money where their mouth is. They cannot always talk about other things. Absolutely. And the diaspora need to stop going to Somalia, staying 3 months, finding business, and coming back with a load of cash. They need to stay and invest. Otherwise, they need to stay out of Somalia.
Somebody left this in that room, so that's all.
Okay, so the doors are going to lock up, so we got to close. Let's continue the conversation.